Love is Blind Season 4 introduced viewers to a whole new cast of singles, including Micah, who turned out to be a stereotypical mean girl. The Netflix reality dating show asks contestants to try and make a long-lasting connection founded on personality alone, completely removing looks from the equation until the participants are engaged to be married. The rest of the experiment, which consists of a vacation to get to know each other, living together in close quarters, and meeting each other's friends and family, prepares the couples to decide whether they want to be married at the end of the season. Micah, who was introduced as one of the singles for Love is Blind Season 4, is a 27-year-old marketing manager. Viewers quickly notice that Micah is a bit isolated from the rest of the women, typically only associating with Irina Solomonova, as she moves through the pod phase of the process. In her interview segments, as well as the segments filmed in the pods, Micah has very little depth and doesn't really define what she's looking for in a long-term relationship. She makes connections with a few men in the pods, but ultimately seems uninterested in the guys she talks to, including Paul Peden, who Micah ultimately agrees to marry. Micah comes off with an attitude on Love is Blind. Micah's behavior makes her generally difficult to like, as she tends to have an attitude when it comes to other women. This is to be expected in some ways, but ultimately comes across as mean and harsh on Love is Blind. Though the women are all dating the same men when they're in the pods, Micah seems to have issues with all the women in the house aside from Irina. She listens in on their conversations, makes fun of them for sharing, and rolls her eyes when they cry after emotional conversations. Further, she breaks one of the charter rules of Love is Blind. She openly flirts with someone else's fiancé once the couples are engaged. Micah's mean girl attitude doesn't work in the experiment. Love is Blind is based on authenticity and honesty, and Micah's attitude doesn't really fit with the themes of the show. Her actions and attitude make it difficult to root for her relationships, which seem inauthentic and shallow. Micah's pointed dislike for other women on the show and open teasing makes it difficult to believe she is actually looking for a mature relationship, especially considering she doesn't even seem to form genuine friendships. Considering Love is Blind tries to move beyond the shallow or surface nature of relationships, Micah may not be quite ready to take the plunge. With Love is Blind Season 4 just getting started, there is still time for Micah's attitude to change entirely. Her immaturity and lack of support of her fellow contestants thus far has been disappointing, but perhaps a trusting romantic relationship with her now fiancé, Paul, will help her to come into her own a bit more. Moving forward, the next cast of the show may do a bit better without Micah's level of immaturity.